Okay guys, tank's a little blurry right now at the moment. I did just feed the corals, and today first thing in the morning I also dipped these hammer corals, so those two there and these two here. I have a little problem with the flesh, nothing else wrong with the water, so I tested, everything seems to be normal. Only thing I can think of is some type of bacteria infection, so I went ahead and dipped them in Revive, and then in a different container in iodine, just to make sure if it is a bacteria infection, then I treat it with the iodine. Anyways, this video is more about aiptasia. So in this tank, I currently, no matter where I look, you might see verminiid snails, but you will never see any aiptasia anywhere along the tank. And the reason why I don't have any aiptasia is because I was so worried about aiptasia being in my tank. I learned this from this tank. Oh, sorry guys. I also moved that leather coral that was in that side there, and I placed the one that was here right there. So it's that was today also. Anyways, so in this tank I still do have the little cyano going on here, but in this tank I had I learned with this one, right? So I've been doing this for maybe 2.5 years now, or maybe more. But I learned, in this tank, when I would bring my frags, I would just bring them, and I wouldn't dip, or I wouldn't inspect every plug or every inch of the surrounding of the skeleton of the corals or whatnot. And so, I learned the hard way. But like I said, this one also, no aiptasia in this tank either. And so I'm gonna show you my magic. So it is pretty much a lemon with a syringe. So it's a needle that I can use, and I just pretty much cut up a lemon. I would put it into a container like this, squeeze it all in there, and I would literally just grab it, grab all the lemon from there. I would not dilute it or nothing. And then let's say there was let's just pretend that this polyp here is the aiptasia. I would just grab the syringe full of lemon, right? Where's it come? Okay. So I would just inject it and I would squeeze. So what you want to do is you want to make sure you do it quick, because they do retract. So you grab a little bit of lemon, and you don't need a lot. You can just squirt the tiniest bit into them, and they will disintegrate. They will just die. So you grab it and you do it quick. You poke it and press the lemon into them, and then you want to do that to all of the aiptasia, right? This was the most cheapest and most effective way. I did try aiptasia X at one point. I just didn't like what was going on, or if it got into another coral, it just I was too worried about it. So I looked up other means, and then so I found this method here with the lemon juice. And it also what you want to do is not do too many at a time, right? Because lemon is a little bit more acidy. So but you obviously it's going to take a little while, but I promise you will take care of all your aiptasias. You guys want to try it, and if you guys don't believe me, just go ahead and just try one, right? If you guys do have aiptasia, try one at a time, and you would be surprised. They do die, and they will not, as you're killing them, they will not, throw out babies into the water column and then go somewhere else. They will just die. So that's what I do, guys. So aiptasia, your best friend is a syringe like this, a needle like this, and a lemon. Just squeeze it into a container like that. And like I said, just take it slow. If you do have a lot, just one at a time. Just poke them, and then they do go into hoses, which is why that needle is perfect. So they go into a hose, and you can always get in there with the little needle and squeeze a little bit in there, and you do that to each one that you find, and sooner or later you have none. Luckily One of the other best ways to do it is obviously not introduce them into the tank. So the best thing you can do is just go ahead and every plug, just scrape it. If you just see the slightest bit of aiptasia, obviously dip, and but before you dip, so that you can see them extend, just leave them in water, in a container, by your light, so that they can extend, and then you can obviously it's only going to take a few minutes, and obviously you can see where they're at. You can either scrape them off or just do the lemon juice, right? But that's pretty much the best way, right? Not introducing them into the tank, but let's say you did, this was the best method. Lemon juice and a needle like that, and just pretty much just stab them and just squirt the tiniest bit into them, and then they will die. So, if you're going to be doing a tiny bit of juice at a time, you can obviously get away with knocking off a lot. But if you're going to be squeezing a 1 milliliter into each one, then we have a problem, right? You don't want to be doing too much at a time. Just the tiniest little bit into each polyp of the aiptasia, and you would definitely get rid of them. All right, guys. Hope this helps somebody out. So that was my little update. I did dip these guys. I had a little tissue recession, and so today in the morning, the first thing I did, I was waiting for glue, so it arrived, and I was able to dip these guys. So the good thing is they're almost fully, they're not, they're halfway, extended at the moment, but I did dip them, so it's a good sign. They're still doing good, right? So and then obviously I moved that leather coral. One of the reasons why is because I actually thought that maybe they were not doing the best. I think this guy was nipping at the polyps, and that one was like that at some point in my other tank, and so I moved them here, and it's been doing great here. So why not, right? I don't have a lot going on in this tank. Obviously we got a little cyano problem, but this tank could use more coral, so why not put them in here and then just have it more like a softy tank, and something, it'll look a lot nicer, because that one is a beautiful leather. It's just, and it's pretty big. It's just retracted at the moment, and so if I can just have less leathers in this tank, maybe less toxins, and maybe it'll be better for the tank. I don't have to run as much carbon. All right, guys. Hope my little trick for the aiptasia helped one of you guys out. All right, bye.